Hi, friends. I'm Ty,
Hi, friends. I'm Jeff.
and this is
The
the
Old
Old Friend
Friend
Podcast.
Podcast.
Hey,
Hey
it's good to be
guys.
back for another week.
We are back.
Oh God, it feels like this has been such a long week, and it's
Girl.
it's only like what, day 3
Yeah, it's only like
of the
day
week.
3 and it feels like the longest week ever.
I know. Oh,
So do you want to get started?
yeah, that'll lead us right into our. If you can't tell from those voices, that'll lead us right into our segment.
Yeah, our mental health check-in where we rate how we're feeling from a 1 to 5.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start.
Okay.
I would say I'm a 3. And it's not a bad 3. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going through life. Therapy has been pretty interesting. I'm digging deep into some new things, and that has been tough, but I've been dealing with it. What about you?
Yeah. I too am a 3. I am steady
hmm
right now. So that 3 to me means steady. Um Something spiritual happened to me the other day that I actually didn't tell you about. I tell Jeff everything, guys.
Yeah,
But
and I tell Ty everything.
yeah, something spiritual happened to me. So I am someone that gets through if I'm having a day or whatever, I get through shit on my own by myself,
Yeah.
and then I'll tell you guys after, like, guess what happened to me or guess what I was going through, but I'm good. This is what I did to get out of it. And the other day I was having a not so great moment, a very emotional moment. I was having a tough time. Just one of those days where you just want to slide down the shower and cry. And I remember praying and just asking God for like emotional or mental relief,
Mhm.
right? Just I'm not really having a great day. Just relieve me of like this pressure. And I'm about to get spiritual, but I hadn't prayed in some time. I pray every day, but I mean like really sitting down in prayer. I do the when you walk into your house, I pray or I
Yeah.
say thank you Jesus or
She
thank you
does that
God.
every single time she
Every
walks
single
into the
time
house
I'm on
because
the
I be on the phone with her, and
Yes.
every single time it
Listen,
never
I'm on the
fails.
phone. I'll be like, "Hello, home. Thank you, God. I'm safe. And we in these New York streets, girl.
Mhm.
Getting home is a blessing,
The
right?"
streets is dangerous.
Yeah, and my grandmother's passing, the anniversary of my grandmother passing wasn't too long ago, so I just was feeling a little like heavy, and I thought to myself, like, when was the last time that I really sat down and like prayed or whatever? So I prayed for emotional and mental relief. And about 10 minutes later, my older brother calls me. And I wasn't in the mood to talk. Like, my family and friends know you will not hear from me. I will not answer my phone,
Mhm.
right? So I wasn't in the mood to talk. And I went ahead and I answered the phone and I was like, yeah, like just mad annoyed. And he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Nothing. I'm in the bed. I'm gonna talk to you later. I'm in the bed. I'm not in the mood. I'll talk to you later. And he was like, "No, stay on the phone. Something told me to call you." And he was like, "I don't know if you
Wow.
prayed or what, but something told me to call you." And he was like, "What you need? What's wrong? You've been on my mind, whatever. Something told me to call you. What's wrong?" And we just had a conversation. And that was one of the first times that I've ever been vulnerable with my family in the moment. I'm not again, I'm a person that's like, "Oh, I'm not feeling myself." I know how to pick myself back up, so I'll just do that and then I'll talk to them later. But it was really beautiful. So shout out to my big brother. I love him.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But it was beautiful, and it was one of those things of like, "Okay, God, I heard you. Pray more. I got you. No problem. So gotta give back. Sometimes when you're raised in the church so heavily, it's easy when you get older to kind of steer away from it a little bit and you kind of get into worldly things.
Mhm.
And again, I'm not a very religious person. I'm more spiritual than anything. But that was a good moment for me. So I feel okay. long story short,
Mhm.
I've said all that to say I'm a 3 today. So I'm feeling all right.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that story.
Yeah.
That was a very hopeful story.
Thanks.
It's nice when you actually see a sign
Mm-hmm.
or feel a sign
It's
happen. Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. And again, like, it's sometimes we have to say something. Like, I don't like to talk about my feelings when I'm in a bad space. Like, I don't
Mm.
like it. Like, I will stay to myself. Let me get through whatever I'm feeling, even if it's just I'm having a bad day, because we all owe ourselves, like, be kind to ourselves. Like, we're
Yeah.
not going to be perfect every day. We're not going to feel great every day. So, yeah, it was cool.
Aw.
Yeah. And my brother listens to our podcast. So,
Oh.
hey, bro.
Shout out to Ty's bro.
Yes, love him. But okay, you guys, you too can join in on our mental health check-in. We want to see how you guys doing. We want to hear how you guys are doing. Don't forget to rate yourselves a 1 through 5. You can join the conversation either on our emails at ohfriendpodcast@gmail.com or down in the comments below. But first, don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe. That is Old Friend Podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts and on YouTube and Spotify videos. All right.
All right.
We're going to dive into our next segment.
Yes.
It's just like life. We need some balance. So we're going to go and get ratchet for a little bit now that our mental health is all out of the way.
So yes, let's start our He Said,
She Said,
where we gossip like only two best friends can.
Come on, commercial.
I switched it up a little for y'all. So let's start with the mess. Like I said last week, the court proceedings for Blac Chyna's case against the Kardashians have begun. And it has not disappointed at all. Girl.
This has been a key. I'm not going to lie.
I told you, girl. I told you it was going to be a mess.
What kind of...
I knew when my girls were going to take the stand that they were going to spill some tea and it was going to be a mess. Because this case is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. She's suing them for, I think it was over $100 million.
Baby, she should have made sure she had her ducks in a row. Baby.
So she is really trying to do her big one. So so basically, she's alleging that they canceled Rob and Chyna out of spite because Rob and Chyna broke up. And she's saying that Kris and the Kardashians were responsible for that.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to be getting paid for season 2, $90,000 an episode.
Oof.
Ooh, girl.
Rich people conversations, child.
That bag fumbled, girl.
I'll be mad too.
That bag fumbled.
I'll sue you too for that $90,000 an episode.
And then you also have to think about it. Like, she would have been a producer on the show. So she would have gotten a cut from like the reruns and everything like that. So that money would have been long for her.
I see why you mad, girl. I see why you mad.
So basically the Kardashians are saying that they want the case dismissed, but the court is going full speed ahead. The Kardashians are saying Kris said that it was not her decision, that the network chose to do it because of their toxic relationship. But apparently, Kris called the network and said they need to get rid of the bitch.
She also emailed and called her stupid and ghetto.
She called her stupid and ghetto, which I disagree with. I do not think Blac Chyna is stupid.
Now, only we can call our people ghetto. Watch your damn mouth.
Exactly. Watch your mouth, Kris.
Watch your damn mouth.
Watch your mouth. I know you were protecting your son because she allegedly choked him with an iPhone cord.
Watch your mouth. You could have said unruly. You could have said wild, off the hinges. But ghetto, watch your mouth. Tread lightly.
Watch your man. You should watch your mouth. But yeah, girl. So apparently, Chyna choked Rob with an iPhone cord.
Yes.
And aimed a gun to his head.
Girl.
So they asked her about it in court, and she said that she was just joking. It was all a key. It was just
Mhm.
fun. And Chris said, I do not think it was fun that you aimed a gun at my son's head.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't agree with pointing a gun, choking with a wire, like that.
That's a lot.
This is gonna go to another level, you
Mhm.
know. But I will say that when you are in a toxic relationship,
Mhm.
those kind of things happen, and it is just not necessarily fun in a way that we see fun, but it is normal, right? Like to have the gun out, to wave it around, for arguments to go to the next level, or
That's normal.
for you to not keep your hands to yourself. These are things that
Yeah.
in toxic relationships, these are the proof is in the pudding,
It
and
happens
we've
a
seen
lot.
it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that gave E and the production company the right to cancel the show?
No, I think it just speaks to character. I think that all these little instances that Rob was, I think that Rob was hee hee ha ha laughing alongside with Black China. Like you had a baby with her, you knew her personality when you got with her, so I think it was all fun and games until he didn't want to play anymore or until Mama got involved. Right? I do believe that his family got involved, and I think that whether we agree if it was for the right reasons or not, defend your family for sure. But I do think that them getting involved made him look at some of the things that he laughed about
Mhm.
a little bit differently. And then
Yeah.
when things got sticky, it's like, okay, let's use this against her. Where's the police report when she choked you with a wire? Where's the police report when she put a gun to your head? Like, it wasn't funny then. I mean, it was
Mhm.
funny then, but it's not funny now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like,
Yeah.
I think they're just doing it to show or create this character for her.
Yeah, they are trying to build like a pattern with her now.
And
Kylie took the stand.
I'm sorry, Tokyo cursing about outside that damn
Ooh.
court case is not helping. Tokyo,
This
stay
Tokyo,
out the courtroom, girl.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Stay home,
And,
sis.
and put your phone down because it's not helping. Pop
home,
shit
sis.
after, okay? It's not helping right
Stay
now.
home. Yeah, they are really trying to build this case against her as if she is allegedly a violent person.
Mhm.
Kylie did take the stand, and she said that Blac Chyna threatened her by sending her evil emojis, and she said that Tyga told her that Blac Chyna stabbed him or slashed him in the arm.
You, as an
Get into
underage
my Kylie
girl,
impression.
you as a underage girl,
Yeah. Oh,
stole this woman's baby daddy.
I forgot about that.
She not gonna talk to you
I forgot
nicely.
about that.
Like they are. I don't think that the things that Blac Chyna is admitting to, because she's not denying any of this. I think that the things that she's admitting to, I think they're very toxic and not okay. But I also think that this family is reaching to win the case. So we'll see.
Okay. My last question is: do you think that Blac Chyna has a chance of winning?
No, girl, hang it up, girl. Ask your lawyer for a plea deal. What the fuck? Not a plea deal.
I actually think that she may get something out of this.
I feel like a lawyer in their right mind wouldn't embarrass themselves. So I think that maybe they're going to drop something on the table. They're going to shake the table later on in the trial. Because I refuse to believe that a professional that has seen the history of Blac Chyna and her celebrity, journey, and then the Kardashians, I don't think anyone would go up against this family or a lawsuit like this if they didn't really believe that they could walk away with something. So I'm just watching like the rest of y'all, trying to see what they gonna drop on the table. Because for right now, from the headlines is not really showing in Blac Chyna's favor.
It's not. It's not. But that's the Kardashian machine, and
You
she's going
said it.
against the
You
machine.
said it last week. You sure did.
So we'll see what happens. We'll keep y'all updated.
Yeah.
Okay, next story.
The girls are in court this.
Okay, yeah, the girls are in court. The girls are spilling the tea.
Mhm.
Let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion's interview
Oh yeah.
with Gayle King. So, so Megan did the interview with Gayle King, and she pretty much went into detail about Tory Lanez
Yeah.
allegedly shooting at her, and she did say that he shot at her, and there was bullet fragments in her foot, and according to the medical report, there are still some bullet fragments in her foot that they couldn't get out. She detailed it pretty much in detail. From what I saw in the comments, people were still not really believing her.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was shocked about that.
Are you shocked that people didn't believe the black woman?
I mean, I was shocked that she went into such detail and people still didn't believe her. Like I said last week, when women tell you something, I've learned to believe them. And I don't think that Megan was lying. Although, when Gayle did ask her if she had a sexual relationship with Tory, girl, it took you too long to answer that question. She said no, but it took you too long to answer that question, girl. You answered everything like that. And I get it. You're a little bit ashamed of it now, girl.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be too.
Yeah.
But
that's a body you wish you never had, right? You're like, we all have denied a body. We've all been like, no, I don't know him. You know,
like because, I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed. Girl, I'm embarrassed. You know, I know that we've avoided talking about this case, just because, you know, of course we stand with Megan, and any black woman that has been attacked. And whether you believe her story or Tory's, what we do know is that she was shot and ended up in the hospital. And for that is not okay.
Yeah.
Right? I haven't seen a reason not to believe Megan. I am looking forward to what the court decides and what comes out in court, of course, because Tory has really put out there that he's innocent and has stuck to it. So, I mean, you gotta, I don't know. It's just so many different things, especially there's like, you know, misleading blogs and headline stories and all this stuff that, you know, throwing us off and things as such. I think the only thing that I will say is I think the interview was too soon.
I was shocked that she did it too.
An interview like that should have happened after the case was over.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was too soon.
But honestly, I just think that she was tired of people making their own assumptions, and I think she just wanted to make the narrative, spin the narrative to her. And I think it worked. Like, they released a text message from her friend Kelsey to Megan's bodyguard saying that Tory shot Meg. And the medical reports. And also, she really detailed that night in a lot of detail. And it makes a lot of sense. Like, it doesn't make sense him randomly shooting her.
Yeah.
But it does make sense with how she described it. And then she even talked about how after he shot her, he said, "I'm sorry, I'll give you $1 million if you don't say anything."
I just feel like it's quite traumatic for her to relive this situation. You can see how emotional she was. And it's a traumatic thing. So, you know, I feel for her, and I don't know. I think the interview was too soon, because when it all comes out, or whatever happens in court, whatever plays out in court, you're going to have to talk about it again. Well, you don't have to do anything, but people are gonna want to have more interviews again. So it just seems like, why continue to relive it? And
Yeah.
I don't know, but what I will say is something that she touched on that I felt was really important was Black women's need to protect those around them, even when we're the ones that's done wrong. Like, even if we step outside of the Meg and Tory situation, Black women do this on a daily in our relationships with family members, with our kids, with at work. We do this daily, and it is exhausting. And who is going to protect us?
Mm.
And I think whether you believe her or not, that's a fact that we have got to stop running away from. Who is protecting Black women? Drops mic. Like, I'll wait. Don't worry. I'll hold my breath and I'll wait for y'all to tell me, okay? Because I don't see it. Who's protecting us?
Yeah.
We lie for you. We hustle for you. We build businesses. We take care. We do it all. We do it all, and it's just exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm about to I'm over here preaching for Black
you
women,
said
but
all that needs
period.
to be
Pooh.
said. You said all that needs to be said.
Yeah.
Shout out to Megan. Hopefully everything works out in the court case, and
Yeah.
we'll keep y'all updated.
We're watching, because there are people that are 50-50. There's people that don't believe her. There's people that believe him, and vice versa. So
It's just, I don't want to keep going on about it, but it's like, where is the proof that leans towards his favor? Because everything I'm seeing leans towards her favor. People are just going by what he's saying. They're not going by like the medical report, the police report, the text message, the bullets in her foot. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's him, still talking about it, dropping songs, different things like that, or releasing some facts or details that maybe she didn't talk about. Then people are like, you're omitting certain things, or you're leaving certain things out. So I don't know. I really didn't want to talk about this because it's just so,
it's very loaded.
You wanna protect Black women, you wanna protect Black men, and it's unfortunate that this is happening. But Meg obviously is a victim. So yeah, we'll see what happens in court. But I'm sorry that she has to keep reliving this. Yeah.
And I guess the next story, our last story, is about Coy.
Oh
Coi
yeah,
Leray.
she's been in the streets.
Yeah, shout out to our girl
She's so
Coy.
cute. She
I
has
think
the
her
cutest
album
thing.
sold like 10,000 copies or 30,000 copies its first week, which is pretty good, especially for a debut album. It was really backed by that Blick Blick by Nicki, and it is causing a ruckus among Nicki's sons.
The girls want a Nicki feature.
They are really fighting over Nicki features.
Getting a Nicki feature is like
So,
Leprechaun waiting for his gold.
So a couple of weeks we talked about Erica Banks, and she is still going off about not having a Nicki feature. She said that apparently Nicki only does features with people who can't rap. Basically shading my girl Coy.
She don't want. So what about all the other female rappers that are really big in the industry? You don't care about getting features from them? I think all of this ruckus just goes to prove who's the queen of rap. But we stand for Nicki all the time on this podcast. So
And I know, but I just wanted to mention that because they asked Coy about it on TMZ, and Miss Coy really responded in a mature way.
Really?
She basically said that as you really grow in the industry and as you really learn, you realize that not everything is how it seems.
Yeah.
So she basically said that Erica, she didn't really name her. She said that she just needs time to really grow and learn in the industry. And then TMZ asked her what she thinks about Erica, and then she said, I don't give a fuck about Erica Banks. and she said it with all her throat. I said, yes, Coy!
Not on her throat. I'm fucking dead.
But also 50 Cent wanted some of the action too, because as you know, him and Benzino are beefing. So 50 Cent always wants that publicity. So he wants to hire Coy on one of his TV shows.
Get your money, girl. She's turning into a star. I would jump on that as well.
You would? If you were in Coy's shoes.
Oh, no. My father's my best friend. I'm not going against my dad. You got my dad got beef with the postman, the mailman. I don't want my mail. I'll pick it up for the post office. You crazy?
But
I didn't say all that.
Beefing with Coy
Listen,
too?
I'm not judging. I really can't speak on that because, again, I have a very close relationship with my dad. Those that know me, you know.
Yes,
Listen, I will fight family over my dad, period. I will not talk to you, okay? But my dad has been, a great father in every sense of the word. And so he deserves that loyalty. You understand? So I think it's easy to have my dad's back and defend him or stick by him because he will do the same, but he also has never put me in a position to have to go against something that'll take me to the next level. But I get it. Like I said, he deserves that loyalty. So maybe what we've seen, Benzino doesn't deserve that loyalty, but at the same time, we're not behind the scenes on their relationship. And I know that there are toxic parents out there that kind of will do you wrong and mistreat you or hurt you over and over and over again and still demand respect. That's something that happens a lot, especially in our community. In the Black community, our parents will be mean to us, cause us trauma, hurt us, whatever. Not all, but some of them, and then still be like, but I'm your mother, but I'm your father. Respect me. And all that shit can go out the window. I mean, it's different when it's publicly. I don't know if I will publicly go against my dad no matter what. Maybe I would have wanted to keep that on the low.
Yeah.
And then y'all just randomly see me on the TV, But yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, like, Benzino, at this point, Benzino has done interviews.
Yeah.
They've gone back and forth. I mean, the whole reality TV thing has a lot to do with it too. Apparently, Benzino wanted Coy and his ex to be on Growing Up Hip Hop. And his ex didn't want to do it, and he kind of dragged her for it.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that family has a lot of issues going on. And I wouldn't do it if I was Coy because it sounds like 50 Cent has malintent.
Of course.
And then if he has malintent, he doesn't really believe in you, girl.
Just collateral damage.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, I'm not going against my family publicly, period.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like, we all have argued with cousins and didn't talk to our auntie or whatever, been mad at our parents, but I'm not going against my family publicly at all. No.
I think that both sides just need to keep that private. Yeah, I think they just need to not talk about it.
Because she's a victim in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
With when it comes to her father, for sure. Okay, so I'm usually on her side, except for this random exchange she had with Tammy Roman. Did you hear about that?
I heard a little bit about it.
Yeah. So I don't have the story on me, but basically, I guess Tammy Roman reacted to the news of 50 posting Coy, and Tammy was like, this is going to be a mess because 50 ain't wrapped too tight. And then someone responded and said, yeah, it's funny until he comes for one of your daughters. And she was like, Tammy responded and said, my daughters don't give anybody a reason to come for them, which is true. Her daughters are out the way.
Yeah.
They be off to the side, minding their business. And then Coy responded, problem with y'all now, y'all don't know how to be the adult and let the kids be the kids. You talking about they minding their business while you in the comments of the shade room.
Ooh.
They could be embarrassed just as much as I am. They should be embarrassed just as much as I am.
Ooh.
And this is the second time that she's adding Tammy and says, you should do what they do and mind your business and stand to the side, woman. Lead by example for them kids.
Coy
That
be
was too far.
dragging. Coy be dragging.
That was too far. So Tammy's daughter responded, Jazz, and said, "Keep my mother's name out your mouth." She also has like a diss record or something,
Jazz.
as she should. Defend your mother.
Defend your mother,
I
girl.
think Coy jumped the gun
Mm-hmm.
and she went too far. Tammy didn't disrespect her.
Yeah.
She did, and she really didn't even say anything about her. She was talking about 50 not being wrapped too tight. She jumped the gun, but I understand the pressure of being the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand it, but I get it,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, she did go too far, and I think Tammy's daughters have every right to defend her. And if they anything like their mother, Coy might want to calm down for she catch those hands for sure.
I agree. I think Coy is dealing with a lot right now when it comes to being more famous very quickly. So she may not be used to everybody having an opinion about her.
Yeah.
But I think, like she said, she's growing and learning in the industry. And I think I would say in a year's time, I don't think she would make this same mistake again.
Yeah. Do you think that, because we always say, get out of the comments. Put your phone down. If you're an artist, stop responding, whatever. Because most of the time, it be fans that create the beef because they comment, then you respond to the comment, then it's, whatever. Mercury Waters. But do you think that it is impossible for this generation of artists and celebrities to not respond to the comments? Because social media is how they got on.
You don't have to respond to the comments to be on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Beyonce.
I know, but Beyonce isn't part of this new
That's true.
generation.
Beyonce
where
didn't grow up with
they
social
grew
media.
up with social media. Their life is Instagram and comments and whatever.
Yeah, but I think at some point it becomes so many comments that you kind of just have to know how to filter it out and how to not. And I think it's a learning thing. And I think, like I said, Coy will learn that.
Yeah. Oh, well, shout out to Coy.
Shout out to Coy. Okay.
Well,
do you have anything else?
No. It's been I have been paying attention to the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case. Did you know that Johnny Depp was in court? I had no idea.
You didn't know?
No.
It's been going on for years too.
Messy.
Like they've been divorced now for I think at least 3 or 4 years.
Well, we can talk about it more in detail our next episode, but it really is just a toxic relationship playing out.
Toxic. Yeah.
From the recordings, like if any of you want to tune in or if you have tuned in, it's great. Like y'all be really toxic in these relationships.
It is wild. It's like abuse on both sides, verbal and physical. It's just a lot. It's really like
I want to book a therapy session.
Girl, I guess is this what these A-list actors and actresses be going through in their personal lives?
Right. Just goes to show we all human. It doesn't matter how much money you have. We all human. But yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that was the end of our gossip segment, our He Said, She Said. So we're going to dive right into our friendship segment where we dive deep in all things friendship and talk about some juicy friendship topics.
Let's talk.
This week's friendship topic is inspired by our hot topics previously, and that is defending a friend. So I want to know, have you ever defended a friend or went out of your way to defend a friend?
Yeah, all the time I'll defend my friends.
Is that something that you feel just should come along with the friendship?
I think it's I think I'm just a loyal person, and if I'm friends with somebody, I see the best in them. So I just end up automatically defending them. Like even if they may be wrong, I'm kind of like, I can see their side though.
Yeah.
What about you?
I I too. I think that's why we're so close.
Mhm.
I am a very loyal person, like loyal. So most of my, especially growing up, most of my like beefs growing up as a teenager or fights as a teenager was because of my friends. Like
Yeah.
defending friends. Like my friend can't fight, but I can. Like, you know what I mean? Like defending the people around me. So it's something that is just inevitable. But on the flip side, have you ever wished that a friend defended you more? Like, was there ever a moment where you were like, damn, I wish you had my back more?
Um, I don't think I've ever felt that way, but I've definitely been in friendships where it was a little bit uneven. Like I was a little bit more loyal to them than they were to me.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt. I think I said this like a couple or maybe like 10 episodes ago at this point, girl. Sometimes you can be blinded by a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a friendship can be so great and make you feel so good that you ignore like the negative qualities of that friend.
Mm-hmm.
So especially when that happens, I kind of, when they do show their negative qualities
Yeah.
and I'm defending them, I kind of focus on the positive qualities and kind of bring down the negative qualities.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes like a snowball effect.
Right.
And then it
right.
starts to build and build and build until it explodes.
Yeah. I've definitely had moments where, geesh, I feel like I always have moments where I wish that a friend defended me more. But I
Mhm.
think it's because I'm holding them to what I would do. And that's something that I learned in therapy, that everybody isn't you.
Yeah.
You know? So, and unless you've had that conversation of this is what being my friend means to me, or this is what I require out of a friendship, then you can't really expect that person to defend you more. I was the kind of person that if I felt that there was a moment where you could have been a little bit more loyal, because I equate defending to loyalty.
Mhm.
So if there was a moment that you could have been a bit more loyal, I would back then have just like
Ghosted.
not really ghosted, but kind of like laid like
Take a step back.
Yeah, I'm taking a step back
Yeah.
from the friend. That's it. Yes, taking a step back from the friendship. I actually felt like that with you when in the beginning of our friendship.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is tea.
So I
You felt like I didn't defend you?
yes.
Girl.
So okay, so I'm gonna tell you.
Let's talk.
Let's talk. Let me spill some tea. No, so I'm a person that, and not trying to be full of myself or anything like that, but when you are a pretty girl or when you dress or appear a certain way, people can judge you. Like most people can think that like, oh well, she must be stuck up or she's whatever. And truly my personality is a complete opposite of that. I'm like bougie, but I'm also like very down to earth and
You're
like fun.
down to
Yeah,
earth.
I'm super down to earth.
Everybody
fun.
loves Ty.
Right. I'm like fun, right? But people that don't know me, if they see me like, oh, she's probably stuck up. You know what I mean? But I think that's also just the stigma that comes with girls that carry themselves a certain way. And we had a mutual friend, not a mutual friend. We knew people through work, and one of the girls that she and I didn't have any beef, but we just weren't each other's cup of tea. You were friends with her, and she wasn't talking about me in a negative way, but she wasn't always like the nicest behind my back. And I remember feeling like I wish that when those conversations were happening and in my absence, that there was someone that was like, we're not even going to talk about that. We're not even going to have that conversation because she's not like that. Let's move on. But that was also in the beginning of our friendship.
Mhm.
But I think that's something that I do just off the strength. Like if I, like our engineer, okay, guys, we're in WTF Media Studios, and our engineer
out
right
to
now is
WTF.
Dave. Love Dave,
Shout out to
right?
Dave.
But I love Dave, and Dave and I, and of course through this podcast, we're like building that like rapport, that professional rapport. But I think Dave is cool. So if I was ever in these New York streets, and you know he's also a photographer, and someone says something, I'm like, Dave is mad cool, change the subject. And we're not even friends. Like Dave and I have never even hung out before. Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot, Dave. But Dave and I have never even hung out before. But that's just the type of person that I am. So I know that I like subconsciously require that from other people. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I think we have two different memories of the past.
Go off on me.
I don't remember sitting and allowing people to talk negative about you.
No, yeah, not negative, but just
I honestly don't. And I think we became friends we became close very quickly.
Yes,
I think I think we had like a pretty much automatic connection.
That's true.
And I was even we were so close that we were even closer than
your connection to
my connection to the other people.
Yeah.
So I do remember when they would bring you up, I would be like, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
And I think I told you, but I did not tell you about that part.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think it needed to be said.
Yeah.
But that's also me assuming
like, of course,
that
girl.
You're thinking like I am.
Yeah, like, of course, girl.
Wow.
Look at us.
That is so crazy
We're
that
in
we're having
therapy.
this conversation. But no, I did do that.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Thanks, friend.
I mean, it's especially when I really do see somebody, especially a close friend like you, as an amazing person.
Yeah.
And somebody wants to downplay that or try to diminish that. I can't sit by and allow that to happen.
So this brings me to the next question. Do you feel the need to tell your friends every time you defend them? Because in that moment, you kind of didn't feel the need to like, of course, girl, of course I'm not gonna let people talk about you. Why would I tell you?
No.
So do you feel the need that like every time that you defend a friend, you kind of gotta go and be like, girl, I had to defend you today?
No, because the thing is, I kind of don't want the friend to feel bad. Like, especially if somebody's talking about them behind their back, I kind of put myself in their shoes, and for me, I wouldn't want to know.
Yeah. It's also like, what you want me to say?
What is that?
Thank you so much. I'll buy you a drink. Like, what you want me to say?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I feel that.
Okay.
Have you ever regretted? Yes. Have you ever regretted defending a friend?
Yes. And this happens a lot. Like I said, I get blinded by friendships. So people will tell me the red flags, and I just ignore it.
I need to find out for myself.
Like Beyonce said, and I missed all the signs one at a time.
Come on.
Yes. And I just always miss the signs. Like, it happens all the time, and it's still happening.
Damn.
So yeah. What about you?
I've definitely regretted defending friends. I actually had a friend that I defended. She was Caucasian, and she was one of my.
Why'd you say Caucasian?
Because it's very important. She was
white.
White? Okay. She was a white woman. And we were really close. And for the most part, you know, we had a mixture of friends, white, black, Latina, whatever. We had a mixture of a lot of friends. And we had connected with the new friend who was this beautiful, tall black woman. She was Caribbean. So she had some, you know, culture to her, some sass to her, some fire to her, but she was so kind. But she had a presence that, like, you know, she can walk into the room and like it demanded everyone's
she was a
attention.
baddie.
She was a baddie.
Yeah,
she was a baddie,
Shout
right?
out to the last episode.
But also very, very nice.
Mm.
And my friend, my white friend, the other girl accused her of speaking to her aggressively when we all went to brunch, right? We all went to the bathroom, we came back, and the girl kind of like, she was like, Ty, like, she was like really feisty to me when we went to the bathroom, whatever. So I was like, really? She's not like that. Maybe you're reading too much into it. And I defended my friend because I had known her longer. Let's say my friend's name is Tasha, and then the young lady's name is Jessica.
Come on, Jessica.
Right? So I'm telling, no, she needs a whiter name. Tasha's not that white of a name.
I thought
Melissa.
I thought the black one was named Tasha.
Okay. Yeah, Jessica. Okay. So, yeah.
The white one was named Tasha.
So the white one's name is Jessica, and then the other girl's name. Okay. So Jessica was my white friend.
Pick the names next time, girl.
Pick the names. So Jessica was my white friend. We're all at brunch. We meet invite this girl, Tasha, Caribbean, tall, fun, fiery. We've been friends with her for about a couple months. Jessica and I have been friends for years. So Tasha pulls me to the side, tells me that Jessica was aggressive to her and like she basically like, I guess she was like, do you want me to Venmo you the money or something like that? Some of us went to the bathroom. Jessica and Tasha stayed behind, whatever. And Jessica responded to her like, duh, what do you think? Or like rude, right? So I'm like, maybe you're reading too much into it, but okay, I'm bad, my bad or whatever. I apologize on Jessica's behalf. We go back out, and Jessica and I are kind of like, we hang out all the time. So let's say a couple days later, I'm hanging out with Jessica, and I'm like, yo, you know that Tasha felt that you were aggressive with her, and I says, recanted the story. She says, oh, no, she was mean to me. She was aggressive to me. She told me, do you want me to Venmo you? And like whatever attitude. So I'm like, doesn't make sense. Go back, we're all hanging out, and I told Jessica, like, I think that you should have a conversation with her. Maybe you don't really understand her culture, her background, because she probably didn't say it in the way, or didn't mean it in the way that you received it, right? So maybe you guys can have a conversation. So the next time that we go out, let's say this is like 2 weeks later, we go out again, we out at the bars, and we step outside and we have the conversation. No, they were not drunk. But we go out, we have the conversation. This is why we're waiting to be seated or whatever. And long story short, I watched Jessica be very aggressive to Tasha. She was like, well, next time you need to, it wasn't really even an apology. It was very sassy, very mean.
Was it like a demeaning tone?
Yes.
Mm.
And she basically had me fooled because she was like, when she was talking to me about the way that Tasha asked her for Venmo, she was crying. She was like, oh my God, like she was so aggressive to me. Ty, I would never talk to a woman like that. I would never talk to a Black woman like that. You know me, all of this. And then when I watched their encounter, I was flat, like my jaw dropped when I saw how she treated our good friend Tasha.
So you never seen that side of her ever?
I'd never seen that side of her before.
Wow.
Ever. And I went back and I apologized to Tasha because I was like, I should have believed my Black sister.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make it about race, but I ultimately went back and honestly, y'all might get on me because all this advice I've been given, I never had the conversation with Jessica. I just took a step back from the friendship, actually. And I actually ran into her like a month ago. And she was so excited to see me. And I kind of was like, hi, okay, I'll see you before I leave. And I never talked to her.
I feel like me, me. I love to be emotional and have deep conversations with people. So I probably would have had the conversation with her. Yeah. But it also depends on how close I was to her. Like if I wasn't that close to her, I would just be like, bye.
She's been to my house.
Oh,
You know, nobody comes to my house.
Wow.
Yeah, she's been to my house.
And you never had the conversation with her?
Mm-mm. But you know why? Because she was privy to my experience as a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not about to explain to you why you need to, why you were wrong. I'm
Mhm.
not going to explain to you how to handle Black women.
Did
you
you
should
think
know
that
that being my
she
friend.
would not have been able to handle it or accept it? Or you just
wasn't-
didn't want to go through
I
it?
wasn't interested.
Okay.
I think this was also at the peak of our racial unjust.
Girl.
So it was at
we
the
were
peak
woke
of
as fuck.
I was woke as fuck.
We
I
were
was
so
too
woke.
woke, okay? I was too woke. I didn't want to wear white socks. Knocking it. I was woke as fuck. And I was like, bye. Like, no. But yeah, I just, and then the whole crying thing,
Yeah.
it was just like, don't carry
Yeah,
me
you were
right
just
now.
like,
You know what I mean?
"Girl,
It
I don't
was
want to
just,
deal with it."
it was too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I regretted defending her. I think I regretted defending a couple friends. But yeah, that was one most recent that stuck out to me.
Yeah. What I'm learning is you have to believe it when people show you who they
For
are.
sure.
And it's like, I try to go by actions,
Mhm.
like how people act around other people
Yeah.
and how people treat other people.
Yeah.
Because I used to really go by how they treated me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the wrong way to go.
Mhm.
I kind of look at how they treat other people.
Yeah.
Because then you'll see what type of person they are.
You know, that's my thing.
She's always telling me that, always giving me
Listen,
that advice. I never listen.
I truly to me, I observe how you treat other people.
Mhm.
And that will determine your character to me. Like if I am on a date and the man that I'm on a date with did not hold the door open for that woman that he's so struggling, I'm not talking to you. Like date is
I was on
over.
a date once and he was just really rude. Like he
Yeah,
was
like
like,
rude to
"Oh,
the
this food
waiter."
is trash. Oh, da 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 da." And I was just so
Mhm.
turned off by it.
The way you treat other people,
Yeah,
I
was
can't.
so turned off by it. It really is how you treat other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is how those are our stories for defending a friend.
Mhm.
So we want to hear your stories on have you ever defended a friend and what was the story? Did you regret defending that friend or did you wish a friend defended you more? You can answer that by sending us an email at ohfriendpodcast@gmail.com. That is ohfriendpodcast@gmail.com. But you can also go ahead and drop it below in the comments on Instagram and YouTube at ohfriend podcast. Everywhere you listen to podcasts.
Everywhere.
And don't forget, y'all, we is on Spotify videos now.
Mhm.
So remember to not only download the episodes, but like, comment, rate, and subscribe to hear more of Ty and Jeff. All right, we're going to get into our last segment of the program. That is In Our City.
Yes, In Our City, where we talk about what's happening in our city.
In our
these
New York streets.
streets.
What's going on in the city?
I just have some good news.
Mhm.
So before the episode last week, me and Ty got into a very heated argument about
shit.
I know you forgot about that,
Before
right,
we
girl?
wasn't even recording.
We got into a very
We
heated
did.
argument
We did.
about the homelessness in New York City and how they are taking away the encampments
Yeah.
and basically making the homeless people go into shelters and not live on the street.
Y'all, this was right before we started recording.
Mhm.
Like, we were so, intense conversation for sure.
Yeah. So we did have a little bit of an update for that.
Yes.
So basically NYC is going to increase spending on beds for the homeless by $171 million
Yes.
per year. So it'll add about 4,000 beds a year to the shelters, and especially it's going to add it to the smaller shelters and not the bigger shelters.
Yes.
And Mayor Eric Adams, Zaddy, shout out to him.
No, fuck him. I'm not really fucking with him right now.
He said that this is the biggest investment into homelessness that New York City has ever done.
Yes.
And they're going to keep increasing it every year.
I'm very proud. I'm here for it. I want to see it to believe it, but I'm
Yeah.
here for it. I hope that I hope that this step is a step closer to a better living conditions, but also safety for the homeless, because it just breaks my heart. I feel so guilty going home to my like bed and heat and all of that, and after seeing people homeless, I think that food and shelter should just, like, people shouldn't go without food and shelter. So especially when we have fucking billionaires going to space, like, don't even get me started. Let me not go on.
You got billionaires buying Twitter.
Listen, you got billionaires buying Twitter, but there's people that haven't eaten. Like, I just can't. We gotta talk about that too next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is really good. I am excited to see this. And also, Mr. Adams, we don't need no more police presence. They're not doing shit anyway. They in the corner talking. We can get shot up right here. The police will be right there. They wouldn't know. Let's stop acting like it was the police that found the man that shot up the train station, because it wasn't the police. He turned himself in. He was his own tip. The police aren't doing shit. We don't need more presence. We don't need their presence on the streets. I'm not saying that we don't need police. We need police. I'm saying the oversaturated presence of police is having the opposite effect than you intend. And that is, people are feeling uneasy, and people are still committing crimes in front of them while they eating donuts.
I think there's a lot of trauma when it comes to police, and I don't want to get into it now because of the end of the episode, but I think there needs to be some type of balance at this point.
For sure.
But when it comes to the shelters, I know it's small, like the beds is like something small, but you have to start somewhere, and I think this is a good place to start, and I just want us to really build from there, because we are the greatest city in the world, so we really should have the best of the best.
Period.
We really should.
We should look like Dubai at this point.
Right. Or Japan or Tokyo.
Right, yeah. For sure. Well, you guys, that was episode 24. Episode 25 coming next week. So we'll see you guys there. Remember, we drop every Friday, and it is Old Friend Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. I am Ty.
And I am Jeff.
And this has been the Old Friend Podcast. Good night, guys.
Bye, y'all.